Don's getting ready to leave for Jack's funeral. He really wanted to go and show his support, and I fully support that. He's leaving close to 11 a.m. and he's formatting the card on this dash cam to make sure it's empty and recording. So we charged Jules up to 80% last night, which is showing 228 miles. That seems a little low for 80%. And Don just plugged in Cape Girardeau, and it's telling him he'd get to Hickory with 5%, which he, you know, usually it's conservative, so he probably can do that. I guess when he gets closer to Greensboro, he can decide if he's going to do a quick. He probably need to use the restroom anyway, so he can plug in, go in, use the restroom, and then easily clear the Hickory supercharger. Plus, remember, Kyle travel versus computer navigation travel. A quick juice and go is probably moves you along faster than a long charge someplace.
Right.
Because Don's not planning to eat lunch on the road, so he doesn't care about, you know, being at Hickory for a while or whatever.
Right.
But that gives you an idea. Get to Cape Girardeau, it says at 12:18 a.m. Don's got a room booked, so he'll be able to get a little sleep and get a shower, change his clothes, and then head to the funeral in the morning.
Yep.
So Don is starting a Polar Steps trip. I know a couple of you from when he traveled with Kyle out to Fully Charged, Austin, Texas. He had Polar Steps going then. So if you're hooked up with him and you want to follow along, you can.
Yep.
I don't remember right at this minute how to add him, but I'll try to look that up. Right. Of course, by the time you guys see this, you'd be catching him on the return trip, not the out trip.
Yeah.
But still,
I agree.
When we travel any place important, we run Polar Steps. Any place, you know, real car trip. Well, we wish it was for a better reason that you got to do a Model Y road trip. Right. And I do wish I could come with you. Yeah. But between Johnny's school and the cats, especially I guess right now where we've had this problem this week with somebody bullying Tux, it just not gonna work. I love you.
I love you.
Stay
too.
Safe, Donnie.
Will do. Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss.
I love you.
I love you too. Have a safe trip. Bye. Kiss, kiss. I love you. Okay, that's good. I always get sad when he goes someplace, but I told him that sure beats the alternative of your wife being glad that you left, so he just has to put up with the little pouty face. Although I held it together pretty good this time for him. Bye, Donnie. Don just called. He's been gone about 30 minutes. He just wanted to give me a quick update. Jules navigated him the back roads and then US 1 down to Sanford to pick up 421 to head to Greensboro. So when you leave here to head to Greensboro, it's faster to go south and then northwest than it is to just like head north on 55 and pick up 40. It's faster. And he said the car, Jules is still saying 5% arrival in Hickory, but he's pretty much going right past the Greensboro supercharger, and he's probably going to want to go to the bathroom, and he's probably going to swig in there and plug in for as long as it takes to go in and get some iced tea and make sure you keep some unsweetened tea, some caffeine in them, and then get just a little charge to go to Hickory. He's not worried about not making it to Hickory, but he figures if he's going right past the Greensboro supercharger, he's just going to make a quick stop. And he said right when he was getting on US 1 to head to Sanford, he passed and waved at a woman driving a red Model Y. So out in the middle of nowhere, sort of. That it is US 1, but heading towards Sanford, it's pretty rural spot. He's already passed another Model Y, so he was kind of excited about that. And he's doing good, and he's positive, and he seems really alert, and everything. I wish I could have gone with him, but I'll be there in spirit and certainly here on the phone. I actually picked up on my watch because I didn't have my phone with me, and he said he couldn't tell that it sounded, you know, the audio was really good. Of course, I'm in the quiet house and there's no background noise here, but, you know, I'm just here talking to my wrist. But I'm glad to have my watch on, that way I won't miss it, you know, I won't miss his call. So, yeah, so there's the first update. Probably a quick stop in Greensboro and then head on through Hickory. Dawn just parked at the Greensboro Supercharger, 12:36 p.m. I'm more interested than I might would have been otherwise because I wanted to talk to him for a minute while he wasn't driving. Anyway, he should be plugging in and there for just a few minutes. Dawn has finished supercharging and he's getting ready to leave Greensboro. I am headed to meet Michelle at Guardian Angel. I told her today or tomorrow worked for me, so whatever was better for her. And she said, how about we meet at 1 p.m.? And I said, sounds like a plan. Ah, there was the chime. There was the chime again. I see you have on your Yoda shirt. Well, let me say, not Yoda, but the child.
But I call him that too. It's my baby Yoda. Baby Beaver. It really, you know.
Yeah.
Excited.
So, like I said, I was going to put this mask over top of the KN95, dress it up a little bit, you know, got to do the Tesla Diva stuff. It's a nice mask. We're here at Little Angel and I'm looking for Legos. I want that shirt, but it's a little girl shirt. Oh, Michelle found her evil eye bracelet. She particularly likes that style. I found Dawn a really nice, classy sweatshirt. And they do have a few Christmas things out. Just a few, though. I really like this old frame and print, and you can see that it really is one of the older pieces. Looks like something that would have come out of my grandmother's house. Always such sweet sentiments in here. I would want to wash it, and I'm not sure it would hold up to that. It's $2. It's a lunch box, but I'm not going to get it. Lots of wonderful new Stampin' Up sets, but I am way over my limit on the number of stamps I have already. Yes, I do have to show everyone how wonderful you are. She was over by Toys and saw Legos and picked them up before somebody else might grab them and brought them for me to look at. This one has gears in it and robot parts, and that is probably worth what they're asking. The others, I said, no, not at this time. But you did great grabbing them before somebody else did. I appreciate it. Michelle has the same problem I have. The recycling hangers are like 79 cents for 12 here. Michelle and I are hitting the jackpot on clothes today. Sorry guys, but meaning Dawn and Sean, but we got to come home with it because when they put out the new fall winter stuff, you got to grab it while they got it. That's just how it works. Wow, I'm super disappointed. They've got $2.50 on those saucers and $3.50 on the plates. The plates are usually $1. That's crazy. Michelle has completely outfitted her and Ariel for fall for less than the cost of 2 pieces of clothing at the mall.
Yeah.
I got another longer burger basket and a nice hand towel for fall. So Michelle and I were in Guardian Angel 4. Drum roll, please. 2.5 hours today. And we were just having so much fun. Don did call me while I was in there, and he said at both Greensboro and Hickory, by the time he used the restroom and got himself something to drink, charging was done and it was time to go. So there was no there was no like spare time. And then on top of that, I guess at Hickory he was really like in the sun, like coming into the front of the car. So it's 96 out there today. We have a horrible, feels like it's over 100. So he wanted to move as quickly as possible. That's my neighbor that works for the town of Fuquay passing by. He was just scooting along. He was gonna, yeah, so he's hitting Asheville next. I think he's just basically pulling into all the superchargers along the way, using the restroom, charging while he walks in, and then moving on to the next supercharger, especially while it's hot and sunny, because he doesn't want to be sitting for a long time. So he said after the sun goes down, if the car wants to do a longish charge, he might close his eyes for a minute or let the car charge a bit longer. But for now, he's pretty happy with these 10 to 15 minute stops every couple of hours, and go from there. So it's all going good though. Because Don's not here to come back out on his unicycle, I thought I'd look for mail. We don't have any yet. That's not a real surprise, since he doesn't usually come until later. Yeah, really what I should do is at about 7:30 is blow the driveway and see if there's mail then. That's probably what I'll try to do. Because I'll walk it if I've got the blower. I don't want to just walk down there for the mail though. The cats try to follow me. It can cause, trouble at the wrong time of the day, but they won't follow me if I've got the blower. Gotta get this branch off the driveway. Very relieved to come home and see Tux here on the boardwalk, just sleeping in the shade. Dang, Ruby, trying to cool everything down, sweetie. Turn off the inside air conditioner. Phew, well, you were doing a really good job of keeping me cool though, so I'm appreciative. I was just checking Don's progress. He's got lots of range, and he's near Danbridge, Tennessee, coming into the Tesla supercharger in Knoxville, which is on the west side. Plenty of range. He's just making good time. So far, so good. It's time to do bag 5. I don't think it's too many parts. Doesn't look to be too big. And it's just the one bag for step 5. Looks to me like we're building the head assembly. Something that goes in the center top part, and also a leg. One of the legs, it looks like. Maybe the middle one, because I would expect the two that go together to be in the same bag. So something's gonna spin up here, maybe the whole head, I'm not sure. And one of the feet went in the bottom, and when you push it up, you can slide it up, and when you push the little button down, you can slide it down. So here's the little button. That's up, I can push it up, but if I push it down, let me turn him over on his side. And push him down, then I'm able to pull the leg out. You can see it has these sawtooth edges, and then if I push it up, I can push the leg back in, and it swivels, and it kind of tucks up underneath there, and he still stands just fine even when the leg is not extended. So pretty cool. Wonder what we're doing tomorrow. Oh, I do see there was one more step. 2 more steps. Yeah, one more step that I needed to do. I'll add those 2 parts. But it looks like 6 is the other 2 legs. That last step was just a little stopper up at the top. See the blue piece there? It keeps the leg from coming all the way out without removing that. And then you could see inside there the gears that are used to make that sawtooth go up and down. Chicken leg quarters for dinner. Yum, yum. And yes, that's butter. I was looking to see how many miles it is between the Tesla supercharger in Knoxville and the Tesla supercharger in Nashville. And the answer is 166 miles. You can see Don's already a little west from the Knoxville supercharger. So, yeah, he shouldn't have any problems making that. And it looks like after Don leaves Nashville, he'll have another 199 miles to get to the supercharger that's south of Cape Girardeau. You know, again, that should be totally doable. And that's not too many miles south. He said it was really close to where he needed to go. I came out to Ruby for a minute, and I noticed that I have my first notification that's been recorded. And it says, USB drive is not accessible by dash cam. Reformat the drive to a supported format. That's kind of odd because it's been up there with a little red symbol like recording no problem. So I don't know. It's possible, I was looking for the format button. I guess it's only over here and not up there. I have no problem with formatting it, but I don't know per se why I would need to do that unless it's got bumped or something. Well, it says it's back to recording, but you know, if it's going to stop recording, at least it was very clear that I needed to issue the reformat before I took off someplace and didn't have my pictures. So I'm good with it. It looks like that cleared the notification. So, okay, that's not why I came out here. So some of you left me a message that you thought I needed to reboot my car. I guess that had to do with the chime for green lights, because it really seemed to me like the speed limit stuff was all working correctly. I said earlier that my experience today, when I wasn't on traffic aware cruise control and I wasn't on autopilot, so I'm just driving the car, is that when I was stopped at a red light, I happened to be the first car, I think 3 times in a row, is that it chimed. But it's a really soft chime in comparison to the "you're speeding" chime. Ding, 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 ding. That one's really loud. So I'm not sure that there's really any problem going on. But I tell you what, just so we make sure we start off tomorrow with no problems, Ruby is currently off. But I'm going to put my foot on the brake. She'll come alive, and I'm going to do I'll do the scroll wheel push button reboot. So just to make sure for tomorrow, but I really don't think there's a problem. I did go out there and Google to try to see what y'all were talking about, that people were saying they had to reboot, and I didn't see anything. So maybe it was mentioned inside of other YouTube Tesla people videos, but I didn't see it as the title or as a keyword search. So Anyway, it can't hurt anything to reboot. The reason I really came out here is that I wanted to read up on the green light chime. I tried to do it in the house on my MacBook, and the owner's manual for the Model X that Tesla has on their website is from May. I had looked at it the other day for the stop sign beta, and that information was in there, but there wasn't anything about the green light chime because, well, it's from May. So I don't see anything there either. So what did they call this again specifically? Green traffic light chime. So let me come back in here again, and I have no trouble. Green traffic light chime. I'm much better when I can really put my fingers where they belong on a keyboard for searching. And it's saying 0 of 0. I mean, we can guess that this is, how about let's just search on the word chime. So we know we got a speed limit chime and several other chimes. So why did it do that? Maybe because it's just in the index of terms, but I started up here. Specifications. Autopilot. It ought to be under there. Traffic light and stop sign control is where I went the last time I did my reading. Obviously, I think that it certainly could be underneath there. I mean, that it goes along with the beta for that, but not necessarily, because you don't have to be an autopilot for it to work. So this looks at a pretty quick glance, to be the same way it did the last time I read it. Of course, I am just skimming, but yeah. Okay, so what would this be under? Just driving. So I got a sneaking suspicion that there isn't any more right now except what's in the release notes. Let me hunt and peck a little bit more. Yeah, as best as I can tell, there's the paragraph with a note in the release notes, and then there's 2 paragraphs next to the specification under the controls autopilot tab. So right here. And this one actually makes a little more sense to me. I think it's better written, more well written. It reads better. So it says a chime will play when the traffic light you are waiting for turns green. And that happened every time today when I was out and about. If you're waiting behind another car, the chime will play when that car advances unless traffic aware cruise control or autopilot is active. So if I'm just waiting behind another car and I'm driving the car myself and that car starts to move forward after the light turns green, there'll be a chime. I get that? Okay, so that sounds good. When traffic light and stop sign control is activated, so I read I'm in traffic aware cruise control or autopilot because I need to have one of those active for traffic light and stop sign control to work. I mean, I'll get visualizations, but I won't have it actually stopping. A chime will play when you can confirm to proceed through a green traffic light. So the light turns green, but because you got this beta on, you've got to pull on the stalk or tap the accelerator pedal to go forward. So it's letting you know you need to do that. So I can't confirm if Ruby was handling this third option or not correctly. It gives me something to do tomorrow. I'll go out and do a little bit of driving and try to firm it up. I've rebooted now, so if there was that was a hold up. I really think they ought to you know, get this in the manual. I mean, that's great that there's a little eye for information over there and that there's a paragraph in the release notes, but it ought to be in the manual when it gets activated as well. And correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Model X manual in my car right now, this minute, I can't find it. So, should I play beach buggy racing out here, or should I go back in the house and stare at the TV and not know what to watch because I'm bored because Dawn's not here? I don't know what I want to watch. I can't make up my mind. It's just going on 8 o'clock, and it's lonesome here without Dawn. I'd say I got this game figured out now. That's what I'm saying. Got to Buccaneer Bay level. New racetrack, Crab Cove. Let's go. Well, that took 5 tries, but yes! Oh, new racetrack, Embershaw. Embershaw is now available. All right, I'm game. So that one went through a castle. That was pretty cool. I really like this game, whether I do good or not. I think I'm gonna call it quits because I've been playing for, well, a while now. So Don ended up stopping in Cookeville, which is about halfway between Knoxville and Nashville, and he really didn't mean to stop there. That supercharger is not close to I-40. He lost some amount of time, and oh, by the way, it makes the next stretch up to Cuttawa, Kentucky a fairly long stretch. So he's back on the road and moving toward Cuttawa, Kentucky now. Although after he gets to Cuttawa, then the last leg over to the supercharger south of Cape Girardeau won't be particularly long.